Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Robert again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. So, I hate to admit I've sat on this for a little while, but at essence, got to talk about Hasbro being quote unquote the most ethical company out there because when you look at who gave them that ethics award, it was a company called Ethisphere, and it's kind of funny because on their page, first off, they do have an article that says when gifting becomes grifting, keeping G&E on the up and up. It's funny that they start talking about grifting. Because apparently, according to things I've found, and literally this took all of 5 minutes to research ethisphere. And, you know, it's not hard to get this ethics award. You basically pay them, which doesn't seem ethical, but okay. This is a 2010 article, and it says Ethisphere takes outside nomination and sources its corporation several factors. Some of those are fairly straightforward. What is its history of litigation? Really? I mean, that's nothing. Everybody gets litigated in this day and age. But here's the interesting part: the scoring is based mostly on information provided by the companies themselves, and Ethisphere says its questionnaire should take up to 30-40 minutes to complete. A 30-40 minute questionnaire is how you win an ethics award. So the LA Times also did an article, and they were talking about Shield got uh, an ethics award after they raised state insurance. They raised their rates by 10%, affecting about 81,000 policyholders. Yeah, that's ethical, right? I mean, come on, guys. That's so ethical, right? And so the Los Angeles Times goes into further detail talking about Waste Management, a garbage disposal company, had to pay $7.5 million in charges that broke Massachusetts environmental laws. But it got an award for being the world's most ethical companies. Eastman Chemical, they're facing lawsuits alleging that it not adequately warn of the dangers of a chemical that spilled into a West Virginia river earlier this year, leaving more than 300,000 people without water for days. That's ethical. The Times moves on. To be named one of the world's most ethical companies, a company must respond to a survey about 150 questions about its culture of ethics, leadership, corporate citizenship. You got to love that word, right? Nominees are encouraged to provide supporting materials such as ethical training that employees undergo. You go through an ethics training and work, yeah, it's nothing. And one of their spokespeople said somebody might say that their code of conduct covers all risks, but we might determine the code is too vague or inadequate. We might not look at it at all. It's more in a Google search, he said. Really, because a Google search for me turned up all this shit on you guys. Now, here's the big part. Beginning this year, companies have to pay a processing fee to be considered part of their ethical glory. The fee ranges from $500 to $1,500. Now, here's the thing. Smallwood, the spokesperson, said that the potential for conflict of interest is negated by the fact that the ethisphere prohibits the world's most ethical companies from providing more than 1.5% of its annual revenue. Last year's annual revenue for Hasbro was $9.1 billion. I mean, I know only 1.5%, but that's still a lot of money. And then, of course, she declined to say how much the revenue the privately held firm collects. Hmm. The Blue Shield of California pays $6,000 a year as part of Ethisphere's Business Elites Leadership Alliance, a community of companies that realize inherent value of ethical leadership. Right. I mean, the more I read, the more I'm wow. John Barry, a Blue Shield spokesman, said that there is no problem with the insurer making payments to the honor bestowing company. Nah, buying an ethics award is not wrong. The annual fee is relatively small. Pay me $6,000. I mean, from a company that won't pay out premiums or claims and raises premiums, it's relatively small. Yeah, because you're jacking the prices and not paying out what you're supposed to pay. I do like this though. Apparently, Blue Shield and Ethisphere haven't quite grasped the concept that the appearance of conflict can also be as troubling as an actual conflict. Public relations guys, I keep harping this one to you. Nor they seem to understand that the awarding of an ethics accolade that gives you money doesn't pass the smell test. I love how the Los Angeles Times said smell test. Nice. Hey, remember when things like ethics mattered? Blue Shield doesn't, neither does Ethisphere Institute. Literally, this is 5 minutes of research on my part. I'm sure if I dug a lot deeper, I'd find a whole lot more. But at this point, this company, Ethisphere, is not ethical. It's very clear to me. So you take that with a grain of salt or take it as gospel. Do your own do your own research, Todd, and find out. I mean, but don't the next time Hasbro posts that stupid thing about we're the most ethical company. Yeah, blast them because they bought it. They bought it and paid for it. This really came out on about the time of the Pinkerton raid, and it was just like, wow, dude. They started putting that ethics thing back up, and then people started looking into it, and yeah. But nah, seriously, man. I literally, this was 5 minutes of my time, and that's it. It's pretty bad. That's pretty bad when you're so down. 5 minutes of research totally debunks your claim of being ethical. All right, that's going to wrap it up for Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.